The Zanu-PF National Political Commissar, Machacha, warns Zanu-PF DCC against destructive 2030 mantra. We are beginning to see the issue of Mnangagwa wanting to extend his term to 2030. The Mafidi dynasty is coming up with, beginning to be very destructive in Zanu-PF. We see quite a lot of meetings that have been held, and these meetings, some of them, like we have always been talking about them, are meetings that are not really like sanctioned. They are meetings that are organized by very few people, few people that know that they are connected to the feeding trough of Mnangagwa, and they want to see Mnangagwa going on, and they would want to send a message representing everyone, saying that the whole province or the whole district is agreed that Mnangagwa must go on, and they are deliberately avoiding some people that they know that could be against whatever it is that they are doing. So we have seen this becoming a very thorny issue right inside ZANU-PF, and all it is because of Mnangagwa's plans to stay on and on and on. So Machacha has finally written a letter giving a warning to the district chairpersons of ZANU-PF against these practices that are being done, which are also deliberately avoiding or segregating some other people so that they don't participate. The children of war veterans say they used to say it's cold outside ZANU-PF. Now it's hot inside ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF and National NPC Machacha issues a stern warning to DCC as fractured ZANU-PF strives to recover from the 2030 Idiva Chitonga damages. So we can see from the letter that he has written that he indicated quite a lot of issues that are really very, very sensitive, where he says the conduct of the district coordinating committees. And he also goes on to talk about the involvement of DCC in making of executive decisions outside their mandate. Can you hear this now? Executive decisions outside their mandate. All these are the people that are overzealous and are pushing the agenda of Mnangagwa. And Machacha is quoting that this is against the party constitution and things like that. And he says also the tendency by DCC to hold meetings and only inviting the 22 elected members, leaving out the rest of the leadership in the district. This is contrary to the party constitution. Can you see that it is only those that want to see Mnangagwa cling on to power who are deciding to have meetings, leave out some people that could be contrary to that, and then they have their meetings so that they send their resolution and pretend as if everyone actually is supported the idea, which is actually not very true. He talks about calling meetings on dates and times that deliberately prevents other members from attending, for example, during midweek when other members are at work. You see, these are some of the... Can you see that there's a lot of chicanery that is happening right inside ZANU-PF because of this? And it's becoming a big, big problem. And Mnyaradzi Machacha had to write and warn these people. Can you see that what we have always been saying, that the instability that we continue to see in ZANU-PF, it is all because of Mnangagwa's selfish Mafidi dynasty. This dynasty of his has become a thorn in the flesh for ZANU-PF. And nowadays, of course, we see they are a bit quiet about it, but we know that there's obviously something that is being planned. Mnangagwa is busy, laying an egg of mischief, while people might think that he has withdrawn from the Mafidi dynasty. We know that the plans is to secure. The whole issue is that they want to protect the loot. What they have stolen from Zimbabwe is what they want to protect by overstaying in power and making sure that they usher in another team that is coming from their own circles who will be able to take over. So they know, Mnangagwa knows that once he hands over or creates this dynasty, nobody is going to touch him. Even if he were to leave power, he would still be powerful because his own people will be the ones that are in charge, or his children will be the one that is in charge. So this is the kind of scenario that we are seeing. We have always been saying that if ZANU PF want to be honest, they must just do a private or a secret ballot. If they really want to find out if Mnangagwa is needed or ZANU PF people are in agreement that Mnangagwa must go to 2030, why not just do a secret ballot at maybe district level or maybe beginning from the cell level on their own? And if they are not going to rig themselves, they must do that, and then they'll be able to look at what is really being said by the people. A lot of ZANU-PF people, they are not for this idea of the 2030 mantra. They definitely are not supporting the idea. It is Mnangagwa and his only few guys who want to continue to loot. But this is now causing quite a lot of fights and divisions right inside ZANU-PF. But well, as we always say that we watch this happening and we continue to watch and see how far they are going to get to. Because what we know is that Mnangagwa is not going to go far. He's just brewing a fire. He's starting a fire that is really going to be so serious for him, especially when it looks like the economy, the currency is collapsing. At the same time, they have these fights and divisions that are happening right inside ZANU-PF. And most of the fights, anyway, they are based on the very agenda of him wanting to stay on and on. So we are still watching to see how far this thing is going to get to. Now that they are quiet these days, we know why they are quiet. Mnangagwa is just trying to play some tricks because we can see the mobilization that is already happening in the rural areas and the like, the registration of ZANU-PF members and the like, and the deployment of soldiers also in places that are remote. We've seen that happening in Lupane. We've heard that in other areas of Mashingo, soldiers are being seen, just rumoring around the villages. And this is again another scare tactic of Mnangagwa. And when we look at it, we suspect that he wants to be putting fear in people before he brings the referendum, which he might want to use, to gain that extension of his term. But it's really going to be a tough time. It's really going to be a hard one because quite a lot of people right inside ZANU-PF, they don't want him to go on. While they may still want their party ZANU-PF, they don't want Mnangagwa himself as an individual to go on. So that becomes a bit difficult. So if Mnangagwa thinks that he can sail through the referendum, it's going to be more difficult because really some people are not going to be voting on party lines. They are going to be voting now looking at him as an individual who has caused so much problems and pain and suffering to the Zimbabwean people, and especially to those that have voted for him and he has not done anything for them. So it's very, very painful. So this is what it is. Let's continue to watch and see how far this issue of the 2030 mantra is going to get to. Otherwise, just updates of what is happening that we are giving you. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. And remember, as always, to subscribe to the channel, like and share, and also put a comment. We want to hear what you think. Support this platform. We want this platform to grow also. So continue to support it. Otherwise, remain blessed till we meet again in the upcoming shows.